Hi everyone, Chef Prue here. Now I'm hoping I've gotten some of you excited about Paradise Earth Resort and connecting more and more with it. So I thought I'd put together this little presentation to kind of help everyone understand how it works. Now, for the best results on this presentation, I strongly recommend going to my YouTube channel and watching the intro to LTHS and applying it into daily life. Strongly recommend it. Well, getting right into it. How does it work? By making the imaginary real. We're going to go through the details on this, so don't worry too much. But that's the big difference with LTHS 1.1 is we get to have a whole new real world to play in. And that's the world of our imaginary world. And we can start learning the value of that and weaving it through engineering into our daily lives. I think you see where that's going. Let's get right into it. Well, first of all, you've been seeing a whole lot of new activity on the site, on my Facebook and on my Instagram and on my YouTube, and these are all composed of LTHS 1.1 stories and enhanced music stories, and I'm going to talk a little bit about what those are. The first and most important one is the one I'm working on this week, and I plan to release this week, the Alaska Summer Day Menu Recipe Music Story Escape. It's a combination of a virtual restaurant and a travel escape, and any one part of it could be used as just a daily escape from work or at the office or at home with some spare time, just needing a break. It's all using original LTHS 1.1 based stories and all of their accompanying art, music soundtracks, and scripts. Think of it like a Hollywood movie where all that stuff's already created and it's ready to be filmed. And you get to choose whether you just want to be audience, actor, or even produce that story at home. Anyone, anywhere worldwide. All you need is access to this site to have access to all of this. So in a nutshell, that's what's been going on, and hopefully that's what's gotten you excited to learn more about LTHS 1.1. So I'm going to continue on with trying to explain how this LTHS 1.1 can produce a very different experience for you than today's Hollywood entertainment. Here, again, different levels of experience, different levels of entertainment. You get to choose. You're in the driver's seat always. You can do a traditional audio experience just using the speaker on your iPhone or your smartphone, your laptop to listen to the music soundtracks. Not in the greatest quality, but hey, you can do it. You can upgrade that audio experience and put on some earbuds and put it to just the right level of sound and really have a really enhanced audio experience listening to the music soundtracks. You could even do it at home with a really nice stereo system if you've got guests or whatnot. Next, you've got your traditional visual audience experience using your phone, your laptop, your tablet, your desktop. You're looking at the images and the words. You're not listening to the audio part of all of this. Or you can choose the full cinematic audience experience where you're using the images, you're using the words, and you've got your earbuds on to listen to the soundtracks to go with this. Really producing a cinematic quality experience to you from wherever you are. And now we get into the really fun stuff. The alternate reality experience by choosing to become actor or producer of one of these stories and doing it at home. Inviting friends, maybe bringing them into the whole story, and it becomes a really fun gathering at your own place in an alternate reality experience. Like a Hollywood movie, but at home, and you're the actors. And then on top of all that, you could choose to sativa enhance all of these experiences by smoking a bowl of really good sativa as you're doing all of this. All of this are options entirely up to you at any point in the game. So now, let's go through an example of this. Okay, so here's the world as it exists, the entertainment, or the world as we see it today, before LTHS 1.1. Imagination, that's just the imagination. This is a physical world. The physical world is real. We're our bodies. There's life and death. We're humans living on a planet. My dreams? You mean the ones I had in childhood? Shit. Out the way. I'm doing what I need to get done to put food on the table. And if I'm tired, maybe it's me that's something wrong. Maybe I'm lazy. Maybe something's wrong with me. So that's before. Now let's add LTHS 1.1 to this equation and turn things upside down. Give me a second for this slide to populate. Okay, so now we've got LTHS 1.1 reasoning motor that we're using. And now we view the world as, the imaginary world is very real. In fact, it's what spawns our daily physical experience, our physical cosmos, the sun, the earth, our bodies, our life is spawned by the imaginary world. And we're paradise beings of consciousness, eternal and extraterrestrial, outside of that physical world, using that physical world, just like I'm using this smartphone to record this particular class. We're one universal organism, observing ourselves, experiencing ourselves daily as we expand in our awareness of all of this. And as we do, we expand our harmony, our freedom, our abundance, and we expand our progress. And we know that our dreams and gifts and attractions and natural sleep cycles, these are not just random. These are built into our machine to place us perfectly on our mission within Paradise Story. So we know that we have to follow our dreams and gifts and sleep cycles and attractions and connections. That's what we're supposed to do. All right, so now applying that new mindset to Paradise Earth Resort, what you're seeing a lot of new Paradise Earth Resort story images, soundtracks, scripts. Soon you're going to start seeing menus and recipes for that. You've already begun seeing daily news. You've begun seeing little comic strips that are thought-provoking, all of it based on LTHS 1.1. You regularly see editorials on top of the modern world's current spin on things. And you've seen a new feature of hero alerts, where we get to tap into LTHS 1.1 supernatural properties and hear from some of the heroes of past. And we take that and we choose our level of experience in it, whether actor, producer, or audience, which layer. We could designate a stage, whether it's a home or at a park or on a beach. We can invite our friends over, and we can actually execute all this with our friends. Create new, alternate, fun experiences safely and good for the planet, and at no cost really to you. It's how we're living our daily lives, but we're using LTHS 1.1 story creating machines to do virtual experiences at home, similar to what Hollywood does, to put on a film and then charge you big bucks for it to see it at the theater. Give me a second. We're almost, there we go. And we put all that into practice, and then we create our very own virtual reality experience. Way more than a movie, way more than anything you've seen before, and all of it made possible due to LTHS 1.1, the reasoning motor. So let's put this now. Let's put this into a bigger scale. Let's step all the way back outside of our universe. We're now outside of our universe in Paradise Story, looking down at everything. And where you see that thin little strip line, that's our universe. That's our cosmos spinning through Paradise Story, okay, which is the broader, in here it's the whole screen, the gray in the area. And that little thin line, that's what we call now. This very moment right here that's recording it, okay? And now we're going to just watch this thing flow through the story. In the imaginary world, it's flowing through this story in the imaginary world, and we keep seeing it as time passing through now. We're seeing, as we go through the cycle, the things kind of pop into a new layer. Here we're going in an expansion layer, and we're going to keep cycling through. We're cycling through stories in the imaginary world. The only thing that's real is this little thin slice that keeps moving, that we call it now. We call that reality. And now here we are today in Paradise Story discovery, right here, and beginning to colonize with our minds and online, and then soon with our entire bodies and everywhere around us on the earth. And that's what's coming next. And then we see a cycle of maturity and expansion, and a maturity and expansion without the need for collapse, because we've achieved our goal of self-discovery of the full kit and caboodle of our universe, which is captured in our LTHS 1.1 reasoning motor. So we will no longer be needing to escape from negativity to stimulate our direction towards higher consciousness, because we've discovered our universal selves. We've placed that into our separation story, and now we can just move forward through pure inspiration and bliss. So that is how we begin to appreciate and understand how the imaginary world really is as real as our current everyday physical world. And that we see it visually from afar. We can see it cycling through its seasons and increasing its layers as they go. Each layer, one layer at a time, including the layers of consciousness, including the layers of unified God self, paradise story consciousness that LTHS 1.1 reasoning motor delivers, and which we desperately need because we're at the very end of separation story consciousness, which is why the dystopia is happening all around us. So great timing for you to come over to Paradise Earth Resort online. All right, putting that all now on a big scale. You can kind of see down here on the bottom left where I am physically in my physical body. And you could see that if I chose to use separation consciousness, you see those rings of consciousness, okay? If I chose to see separation, I would just see the physical world. But now by moving over to LTHS 1.1, which I forgot to update my versions on the slide, but you can see what I mean. By upgrading up to that, now I can tap into the very much expanded, very real, imaginary world that we've always been a part of, but we just hadn't realized. We've now just discovered it. Just like Columbus discovered the New World. It's not that it just got there. There were other people there, but he discovered it, brought it back to everybody else so they could discover it. And we can all move into it. You know, so you could think of LTHS 1.1 reasoning motor like a lens. It's a consciousness lens, a telescope or a microscope. It allows us to peer into new worlds that were invisible to us otherwise, not even to an X-ray. Not even an X-ray can see software. This is all software within a computing universe. And then, yeah, you're finishing this little presentation up. Just waiting for this last slide to populate. Now we can see how imaginary becomes real. Because with LTHS 1.1, we connect, we combine the imaginary and the now real world. And we know that it's every bit as real as the real world that we've known up until now. It's just different. And as we get practicing on it and discovering more, we will grow and we will move into it. So now you can see down here, which station are you going to choose to tune into today? CNN, that's broadcasting current, faulty, collapsing separation story, a correction story, a known correction story that corrects to what? To Paradise Story, LTHS 1.1. That reasoning motor gets us there. Thank you all very much. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope you have a great day.